Hello and welcome to Talking Sense, a Pittsburgh Works Together interview series featuring our region's most influential leaders. We'll get their perspectives on jobs, the economy, and other topics that are vital to Pittsburgh's progress. I'm Kelly Brennan, and on today's episode, I speak with Dr. Jason Watkins, Assistant Director and Principal at the A.W. Beattie Career Center. Dr. Watkins' organization prepares high school students with hands-on, real-world instruction in a number of career fields, including the skilled trades. He shares with me the advantages of attending a career center, the diverse range of programs available, and how students can apply to enroll. We hope you enjoy this insightful and informative discussion. Dr. Jason Watkins, thank you for being here. I'm excited for this conversation because I feel like this topic is really important for our local families who have children, right? This is an opportunity for families to learn about like an option for their children's future. So if you wouldn't mind, tell us really just the main goal of Beattie.
Sure, absolutely. A.W. Beattie Career Center is a career and technical school that's located in the North Hills of Pittsburgh. We serve 9 sending school districts, grades 10 through 12. We have 19 different programs of study in which students from those particular districts can enroll in Beattie and take advantage of all the opportunities there.
What types of opportunities are there? You mentioned those 19 programs. Can you rattle off some of those options?
Absolutely. So we have traditional, what folks call trade programs, such as HVAC, carpentry, building construction. We have cosmetology, culinary arts. In addition to that, we have some very rigorous academic programs, such as sports medicine and rehab therapy, veterinary sciences, surgical sciences, health and nursing sciences, and abundance of other programs as well. That's just to name a few.
Okay. So what does a student's daily schedule look like then if they attend Beattie? And are they going to high school first and then coming to you, vice versa?
So we have a morning session and an afternoon session. So students can attend in the morning depending on their sending school district, or they can attend in the afternoon. So they would take their core courses at their sending school, and then they are bused over to our location for their particular program of study, whether that's in the AM session or the PM session. So it's half-time at both schools.
So you mentioned the busing then. So the district is providing that transportation for the student?
That is correct. So the districts provide the transportation for the student, and we have, as I said, the AM session and the PM session. So depending on which district the student attends, they may attend in the AM or the PM.
Okay, wonderful. And you mentioned that there are 9 school districts that you partner with in northern Allegheny County. If a family is listening to this but doesn't live in one of those districts yet is still interested in sending their child to Beattie, is that even possible?
Yes, that's a great question. It is possible if a student lives in a district in which the Career and Technical Center does not offer the program in which they wish to enroll in, and Beattie does. What I would advise is that those parents or guardians reach out to their school district as well as their local career center to make sure that they understand what the offerings are. And then they can also reach out to A.W. Beattie Career Center as well if they have further questions.
Okay. And one of those other questions I know that people are going to have is tuition. What does this cost families?
So if a student resides in one of the 9 sending school districts, there is no tuition. It is free. It's part of the consortium between those 9 sending school districts. Students just have to be in the 10th grade and meet the requirements of their particular school district for enrollment over at A.W. Beattie Career Center. So it's entirely free.
So the youngest you can be is 10th grade, a 10th grade student.
Correct.
Can you also enter during 11th and the 12th grade years, or do you have to start during your sophomore year?
Very good question. You can enroll at any time, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. Sometimes students aren't necessarily settled on what they want to do, and they might come to the realization in 11th or 12th grade that they want to attend a specific program at the Career Center.
Yeah.
And absolutely they can do that.
Okay. And then what do they get when they complete the program? Is there some sort of certification in whatever program that they've studied?
So every program offers some sort of certification, so they are program specific. For example, we have an automotive technology program where students can apply for and for their state certification in state inspection.
Okay.
Collectively overall last year, we issued, or I should say that students earned just shy of 2,000 certifications across all 19 programs.
Wow. Now, could you give maybe an example of one of those students who got a certification, or maybe a student who has gone on and continued their career for years on end?
Sure, I actually have two examples.
Okay.
So as you had posed the question, can a student enroll in 11th or 12th grade, not necessarily in their 10th grade year? We had a student who enrolled in our cybersecurity program as a senior who excelled and did extraordinarily well and earned every certification that they could earn in that program within that 1-year time period, which typically takes 3 years.
Wow.
And that student went on to Robert Morris University with several scholarships and is pursuing their career or their post-secondary education to then pursue that career. And that was as of last year. They finished up at Beattie. In our HVAC program, we have a very dedicated company and individual who invests a lot of time and energy into our students in the HVAC program, who graduated several years ago, owns a local business and really gives back to that program. And I can go on and on. We have so many success stories and so many folks that are invested business, industry, and healthcare wise into each of our programs. We also have advisory boards in which a lot of those folks serve to offer opportunities and guidance for curriculum and technology in all 19 of those programs.
What fabulous opportunities. Now, the first example that you said does make me think of this question. So if one of the Beattie students chooses to continue education in college, are there any credits that transfer over from Beattie so that they then technically go in with some college credits, therefore saving money?
Yes, often the misconception is if a student goes to a career and technical center, it's because they are not going to pursue a post-secondary education. That's not true at all. All 19 of our programs have articulation agreements with post-secondary education institutions. Most of our programs have multiple articulation agreements, and what that means is students can earn college credits in that program if they take the NOCTI exam, which is a state standardized test, their senior year, and they scored proficient or advanced. For example, our robotics engineering program has a very solid articulation agreement where students will potentially could earn 12 college credits coming out of that program if they enroll in that particular university or college, in which after their first semester, coming back after winter break, they would actually be a sophomore because those credits would roll in.
Wow, I think a lot of parents' ears are perking up right now. Dr. Watkins, does Beattie collaborate with businesses or organizations in the community?
Yes, actually, for each one of our 19 career programs, we have an advisory board. It's a panel of industry experts that help drive our curriculum, technology, tools, machines, and things of that nature. In addition to that, myself, I am on part of several workforce committee boards where I bring information back to the Career Center as well, and we make those connections with business, industry, and healthcare. But really, a lot of our instructors being out in those career sectors have a lot of connections that they're able to bring back into the classroom as well.
Now, if a parent is listening to this and thinking, my student is in drama club, in the band, has basketball practice, I can't add one more thing to my plate, can they?
Absolutely. So we have very strong partnerships and communication with all 9 of our sending schools, and those folks go above and beyond to make those schedules work, provide transportation so that those students can be involved in extracurricular activities, sports, even in jobs outside of the school, after school. So 100% without a doubt, a high school student can be a traditional high school student involved in all those activities and still attend the Career Center.
Is there anything that I'm not asking that you want people to know, or any misconceptions that you would want to clear up?
I think one note would be that our instructors, the diversity and experience and education across our staff, to be a career and technical education instructor in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, you have to have industry experience. So most of the folks that we hire in are out of industry, business, healthcare. We bring them in with that experience and then coach them up on the instructional side. Okay. And we work with several universities and colleges to do that. So what the students are receiving in class is not only just the technical knowledge, but also the real world experience of being in that career. And then those folks having those connections, being out there for several years, several decades in that particular career field, and bringing those opportunities for networking back into the classroom for students.
Yeah, what a great opportunity for high schoolers to graduate with a resume already. And there are no blank spots on that resume coming out of Beattie, right? There's so much that you could fill in.
Right.
So as parents are interested and they feel like their student is interested, also really what's the next step for them to get into Beattie?
So the next step would be to visit their sending school counselor, because there is an application process to make sure that they have the appropriate credits to even enroll. So my advice would be to speak to the district counselors and get the information there, and then begin the enrollment and application process.
For more information, where can people go?
People can go to BeattieTech.com. That's our website. There's information about the articulation agreements, every program. In addition to that, you can gain access to our social media platforms and follow in real time what we're doing there at the Career Center.
Wonderful. Dr. Watkins, thank you so much
Pleasure.
for your time, for
Thank
being
you.
part of this conversation. And of course, as always, please stay tuned for our next episode.